ಸರಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ? Namaste. Today morning I am very happy to meet all of you and talk to you under the auspices of CPRG, which is doing a good work with regard to policy research and governance. And I am first of all would like to place and acknowledge my appreciation to CPRG for having taken this particular initiative. I think among you there may be different kinds of people who are watching this. One is, it can be different stakeholders like students, teachers, and maybe former students, former teachers, and also some people who are associated with institutions, who are managing them, leading them. And there may also be some people who are doing continuously some work or other in the field of education as a passion, as a concern. So like this, the kind of people whom we are now interacting will be very diverse. So what I would like to share with you is the kind of crisis that we are in, the COVID crisis, Corona COVID crisis, vis-a-vis education. Yeah. Education. So let us first try to understand whether this particular crisis, which started with lockdown, one-day Janata curfew and things like that, and now we are in the third phase of the lockdown, one more week is there. Lot of things have happened in the course of the last nearly 2 months. One thing what we can say is, this is not a normal situation, and it is an extraordinary crisis. And because of all this, it is an abnormal, extraordinary situation. Lot of things were disrupted, and education is no exception to that. Suddenly the classes have to be stopped, examinations have to be postponed, and the admission process has to be suspended. The entrance and other examinations which were to be held are also rescheduled. Teachers are not coming, students are not coming. Like this has completely disrupted the normal functioning of education. As a result, we are now trying to discuss what is its effect later on. So there are two dimensions to this entire topic. One is what is happening now, how it has disrupted all human activities, including education. What is happening now? And if all these things continue, what will happen tomorrow? So I have what is called as a structure. The effect today, the effect tomorrow, and the effect day after tomorrow. When I say today, it is a short-term effect. When I say tomorrow, it is medium-term effect. And if I say day after tomorrow, it is long-term effect. I am feeling the short-term, what is happening today, it has completely disrupted the entire education activities. No fault of anybody. It has been disrupted. And let me not get into the details of that. In fact, some of our friends, a student organization, has carried out a kind of a survey of all the universities in Karnataka. What they have said is, they have taken some statistics of different universities. And it has revealed a lot of things. But there is also an effort on the contrary. How do we come out of this? Lot of efforts have also gone. Many colleges, universities, faculty members, either being instructed or by their own initiative, they have also started taking remedial measures. Maybe online classes, using different platforms. Like that they have started using. In fact, I read an interview of the Minister for Human Resource Development, Mr. Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank. And he has given some 17-18 technology platforms through which education is being imparted from the ministry. So like that, lot of things have happened. So when we are actually trying to discuss what is the effect of this crisis on education, first of all, we need to know and we need to keep a right perspective. First of all, is there effect or not? Disruption of the existing activity, education activity, need not necessarily be taken as an effect. There is a disruption. All that will be rescheduled. But will there be effect? Yes, there can be effect. What kind of effect? When the exams will be held, how the exams are going to happen, and then what is the methodology, how the evaluation happens, like that, lot of things are coming. And also, what happens is, when you are actually doing all this, it has opened a big window also. The window of a technology platform. So like this, all the disruption and the innovations and the remedial measures that are taken right now, whether they will result in an effect or not, that is a real question. See, let me tell you one small example. During freedom struggle, Britishers were ruling us. Then there was a freedom struggle going on. Then when everybody started asking why it has happened like this, why this is not happening, why that is not happening, why it is like this, why it is like that. And for everything, people used to say it is the Britishers, because of Britishers. We should not get into that kind of syndrome. Why is it like this? because of COVID. And this COVID is going to change the entire lot. It will not be safe. I have also seen many people saying, think the world will not be safe. Even otherwise also world will not be same, Baba. So therefore, one very important issue that I would like to bring to your notice is trying to take an extreme stand that this crisis will affect everything in all respects, in all times to come. That is one extreme. And there is another extreme which says, nothing is going to change. The tail of the dog. The tail of the dog, you cannot iron it. Even if you iron it, the tail will come back to its original position, to its original shape. That is another extreme stand. This is only temporary, nothing will happen. Then when everything normalcy comes, then everybody will come back and try to carry on. So I feel, friends, this kind of an extreme stand of one extreme of everything will be affected and another extreme, nothing will happen, is also not good. We need to be realistic. Therefore, what I would like to spend in the next few minutes, how this is going to have effect on different stakeholders. And let me also make one more thing very clear in the beginning. I am able to share what changes that may happen, but whether they are exclusively because of this crisis, we can't say that. It may or may not be exactly because of this crisis. This crisis must have contributed, but it cannot be exclusive. Suppose if you take students. So if you take students, the students who are there, their career is affected, all their academic activities are affected. What will happen? The classes are being held online, technology is used, there are a lot of challenges of network and things like that, Android phone and things like that. What will happen to them? And if the exams are held like this or like that, then how will it create issues? See, for example, there is a talk that, exams will not be held, and every student will promote to the next, either semester or year or whatever. There is a suggestion going around. And there is also a suggestion, that we cannot have this because some more classes have to be held. So therefore we need to reduce the syllabus. And if you reduce the syllabus, then even if you have passed, you will not be comfortable, you will not be familiar with the entire syllabus. And some people say the duration of the examination has to be reduced. And some people have even said instead of the essay type question, we need to introduce multiple choice questions, MCQs. Like that, different things are going around. In all this, students will be affected because the kind of a system with which the student is habituated will undergo some change or other, in some way or other. So therefore, there will be an effect on students. Secondly, the effect on students will also be little different. How the next year admissions happen and how the teaching learning is going to happen. In fact, some people, even some vice chancellors and some principals and teachers, they were telling me in the course of the last 2 months, sir, our attendance of students has increased. They are showing more interest. That may be true. But is it sustainable is also an issue. Because you are used a particular kind of a mechanism. Now there is a change. There is some curiosity. I would like to switch on. I would like to use a different technology. So there is a curiosity. There is some enthusiasm. There is some interest. Fine. So therefore the attendance has increased and students are more interested. Fine, very good. But whether it will sustain is also an issue. If you have to take the real effect, something like that if you have to take, then whether this will sustain, then only you can say that there is an effect. And let me also tell you, for example, in the last 2 months or so, the students would have picked up different kinds of courses, online courses, MOOC courses. All these things they would have taken up and they would have done a lot of courses. So the entire learning space of student is going to have some impact or other. This is a very, very important thing. The learning space of students, the way they used to learn, the mechanism through which they used to learn, I think this is going to undergo some change, and that is one very important thing. The second thing is teachers. The way the teachers used to teach, and that physical teaching, board, PowerPoint and all that. I think in case of teachers also, suddenly, a challenge has come as a result of which that a switch over to online teaching, supplying of notes or Skype or whatever it is, there are different mechanisms, different platforms. Now, because of all this, the teachers would have also discovered some talent in them. Even though all of us were listening to a lot of things, that there is an online teaching, there is MOOCs and there is this and that, but we would not have tried. But in the course of the 2 months, we would have tried, and I would have discovered some kind of a talent in me. I can also do this. I thought this is little difficult, but I can also do it. And those who are already used to it, fine, it is not a surprise to them. But those who have not. Or there can also be another set of teachers who may think, oh, this is problematic, Baba. There are a lot of challenges. I don't see the student. I can't interact with them. I can't talk to them. Even though there are some platforms. And there are also some who are skeptical, for example, some people say it cannot be the online teaching cannot be as effective as the, personal teaching, the personal touch. And the way I used to write on the board, the way I used to interact in the class, all that is going to undergo. So the second very important aspect that I feel is the way the teachers used to function will definitely undergo a change. One is a student, the second is a teacher. The third stakeholder of education is the institution. See, institution, I am talking of not exceptions. I am talking of the normal kind of institutions or the students or teachers. The way the institutions have to be run and managed, there is a particular way of how it used to happen. But because of this now, the management of institutions, the way it is happening, will completely undergo change. Every institution has to really manage the crisis. In fact, I had a couple of interactions with some institution people, some faculty members, etc. Then one institution person asked me a question. Sir, how do you expect us to handle this crisis? Then I told him, the way you handle the crisis, this particular crisis, cannot be as you used to do before. Because this is a shock or this is a change, this is something little different for everybody, for all concerned. So there is some kind of a fear, there is an amount of anxiety, there is also a kind of happiness, all kinds of things are there. How do you manage all this as a team? So the institutions, their interaction with teachers, their interaction with students, the way they used to communicate, the way they used to organize the academic calendar, all that will undergo complete change. If the universities decide we are going to have the exam in this particular way, then you will have to follow it. So the institutions will have to naturally undergo a lot of changes. So the third very important thing is the institutions. And the next one is the parents of all the students. They will always have anxiety because we give a lot of importance to performance in the examination. So they will always have a lot of anxiety. They don't know, they are uncertain about the dates, they are uncertain about the exam, they are uncertain about the admission, and they will also be uncertain about the placement. So they will have to also cope up with the kind of changes. So one very important thing that we need to know is this particular development will have a lot of effect on different stakeholders of education. The other dimension what I would like to bring in is this kind of a development or a change or crisis or whatever you may call it as. See, it will also have something like, it will have affect the delivery of courses, the type of courses itself. I saw a advertisement by one of the private universities in all the main dailies of Karnataka today. Front page advertisement. Health allied sector, some courses are being launched. So courses will undergo change. The delivery will undergo change. The role of teachers, institutions, all these things will undergo a lot of change. So therefore, friends, I think one very, very important thing which can have the long-term effect of this entire crisis is that the type of courses, the extent of technology that is being used, the way delivery of courses happen, all these things will undergo a humongous change. Humongous change. Second, the role of a teacher is extremely one very important dimension that we need to keep in mind in the long run. There is already a feeling that teacher is not very important, teacher, you can teach and this can happen. Whether the role of the teacher will remain same or will change or will it be eliminated, I think this is one very important area. And the third long-term impact is also how the institutions are being managed and organized. For example, do you require this kind of physical structure, this kind of expenditure, this kind of cost? How do we manage? Whether it is virtual institutions. All that is also an issue to be noted. And very important, the research in the days to come will not be same as that is now being done. I am seeing one very important dimension in research. In research in education will also include a research with regard to health. Health and education, I am seeing a possibility of these two coming together. That exclusiveness between education and health will be lost, will be reduced. Where does education end and where does health start? That demarcation will be completely reduced. And this can also have social ramifications. When I say social ramifications, it means, people who are very familiar with technology, who are well versed with technology, those who have this kind of equipment, those who have this kind of exposure, they will always pick up this and go forward. And those who can't, they lag behind. So the gap increases, the divide increases. This can always have social implications and as a result in the days to come economic implications. And then one issue which I consider as the most critical one of all this is the entire philosophy of education is something to be watched. Because people say, already people have started telling, now education you can do online, you can offer this course, that course, this is a better platform, there is this kind of platform, things like that you can say. But the entire education is not mere information, Baba. Information is one component of education. But information is not everything in education. But the entire other dimensions connected with education, what will happen? So the kind of universities, the kind of colleges, the kind of teacher, all that will undergo change. I think this is one issue which we need to keep in mind. So friends, what I feel is, this entire crisis has really made us to reflect, to think and to plan. And I also even say that all these things what we are now thinking of, I can't say that all these things are happening because of this crisis. Suppose even if this crisis had not happened, still there would have been a lot of things, especially in the context of the national education policy that is coming in. They would have happened. But one thing that has happened is, this has triggered the effect. Trigger. It has given you a taste of the crisis. As a result, you are trying to think of this. So, we need to be very, very careful. We need to have that judicious mixture. On one hand, we cannot say that everything will change. That is one extreme. And on the other, nothing will happen. All this is part and parcel. It is all part and parcel of our life. Whatever that may happen, whether the crisis or the problem or whatever it is, how you take it is one thing, and how do you respond to it is another. If I take it with fear, my response will not be positive, it will be negative and it will be reactive. If I take things in a right spirit, my response will also be like that. So one very important thing at the end of the day is understanding what is the effect, and much more than understanding the effect, how do you respond to that effect? That is where you and I have to really take it. So friends, I wish you all the best. I think we will definitely spend some time in the days to come to reflect upon how am I responding to this. At my personal level, in my own circle, how I am going to respond. If you take it in a positive way, if you take it as an opportunity, you will always address the problem and solve it. But if you take it as a challenge, as a problem, then you get into a different course of things. So I wish you all the best, and if there are any queries, I'll be more than willing to answer. Thank you.